Uh,
Big ball, fat, making my end. Fucking big killer, hot. Big ball, fat, making my
What's
end.
going on YouTube, man? You guys already know who it is, man. It's your boy, Sports God TV, where we talk sports like religion. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, man. Click that notification bell so you could get notified when I upload. Share the content, jump in the comments. Let's get it cracking. Week number 16 is in the books. Yeah, boy. So your boy went 5-2 on his picks. Hopefully you guys tallied the picks. Didn't try to parlay them, just straight bet them. That means you got some cash. You heard? All right, first game was up, man, was the Rams. The Rams covered that 4.5 point spread at home, 30-22 was the final score. Yeah, man, the Rams did what they supposed to do, and I expected that game to pan out the way that it did. Yeah, man, so the next game was the Bengals versus the Steelers. I did take the Bengals versus the Steelers. Didn't pan out so well. I thought that the Steelers were pretty much done, but I guess they're still fighting for the Steel City as they pulled off the victory versus the Bengals 34-11. Yeah, they punished them people. It was pretty bad, right? The next game was the Lions and the Vikings. I took the Lions minus the 3-point spread as they covered that spread, beating the Vikings 30-24. Then I had took the Jets minus the 3 at home. They were handling my Commanders, and then the Commanders made a quarterback switch and put Jacoby Brissett in the game as he led the Commanders down on 3 consecutive touchdown drives to where as though the Commanders were winning the game 28-27. And at the buzzer, man, the Jets kicked the field goal and won the game 30-28. So the Jets did not cover that spread. Then we had the Browns versus the Texans. I took the Browns minus the 3, and the Browns handled the Texans 36-22. Then it was the Dallas Cowboys versus the Miami Dolphins. I took the Dolphins minus the 1.5 point spread, and the Dolphins pushed that spread as they beat the Cowboys 22-20. Ain't it ironic how Vegas just have pretty much every spread to the science? I don't want to get into that though. But then it was the game of the week, right? Between the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I told you guys that I felt like it was disrespectful that Vegas had gave San Francisco, even though they was at home, a 5.5 point spread. They were favored by 5.5 points. I thought that was disrespectful. I thought that the spread could have been at least 2.5 to 3 points, right? The Baltimore Ravens was tough, and they showed up big time on the field. Lamar Jackson and that defense created 5 turnovers. Brock Purdy turned the ball over 4 of those. He had 5 turnovers. I'm sorry. And I was saying it was a duel between MVP candidates. Lamar Jackson has already won the league MVP before, and Brock Purdy was definitely in the conversation, but he is now, I'm for surely out of that conversation. He's out of my conversation with that performance. But Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens defense roughed up San Francisco in San Francisco as the Ravens, once again, I said, are the best team in football as of today. All right. Now, here we go. Week number 17, man. The playoff picture is shaping up really, really well. We got one more week after this week to conclude the end of the regular season. But I got a lot of games. I got 8 games. Just roll with me, and let's see what I am cooking up. Starting off with my Thursday night game. You guys already know I do my Thursday night games. We got the New York Football Jets 6-9 versus the 10-5 Cleveland Browns, and they are in Cleveland. Cleveland is the city where we come from, so run, baby. Yeah, Cleveland Browns are 7-1 at the house. They are 7.5-point favorites at home. Hey, look. I mean, Joe Flacco, man. Listen, Joe Flacco won the Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens, man. After that, Flacco moved around a couple places. Now he's in Cleveland. And Flacco has given the Cleveland Browns life at the quarterback. Yeah, he tosses a few interceptions, but he is definitely getting the ball into his playmaker's hand. Speaking of playmakers, Amari Cooper had over 260 yards receiving last Sunday. Can you believe it? He set a franchise record there, and I expect that to continue with that strong defense. By the way, this is going to be a battle of defenses. Both teams have tremendous defenses. Even though the Jets' record is what it is, their defense has been standing tall all year long. But I expect Cleveland Browns to continue to trend at home versus the New York Jets. Give me the Browns minus the 7.5-point spread. There we have a potential game of the week between the Detroit Lions, 11-5, versus the Dallas Cowboys, who are 10-5. Dallas is 6-point favorites, 7-0 at the house, so you can understand the spread. The Lions are 6-2 away from the house. Now, Dallas are coming off of 2 straight losses, and you guys remember a few videos ago that I spoke about Dallas facing the toughest part of their schedule. They've been beating up on the nobodies. They've been beating up on the have-nots, but when they play the people that are who they say they are, we are who they thought they were, right? They have lost those contests. But this week, I think Dallas get back on track. Come on, man, because, I mean, I know Detroit is not the same team that Detroit used to be. But come on, man. It's the Detroit Lions versus the Dallas Cowboys. And you know I'm a Commanders fan. I can't stand the Cowboys. But give me the Cowboys minus the 6 at home. I think they get back on track. CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, Tony Pollard, and Michael Parsons. Yeah, I think that defense gets back on track. Give me the Cowboys minus the 6 at home. Then we have the San Francisco 49ers coming off a defeat 11-4 versus my 4-11 Washington Commanders. San Francisco is 6-2 away from the crib. The Commanders are 1-5. Do you hear me? 1-5 at home. Where's the love? Where is the home field advantage? The question is, here in D.C., here in the DMV area, is it going to be Jacoby Brissett starting, leading the offense, or is Sam Howell still going to get the nod at quarterback? Chase Young coming into town, facing his former team. You understand? So you know he's going to be motivated to try to sack up whoever's back there behind the center at quarterback. San Francisco is 13-point favorites as of now. Some sites is 13.5. I do expect San Francisco to beat up on my Commanders, but I also am intrigued by that spread. For some reason, something tells me that the Commanders are going to play the game tough. I don't see those guys laying down despite their record. Give me the points with the Commanders. But I expect San Francisco to win the game. All right, then we got another potential game of the week. We have the Miami Dolphins, 11-4 versus the Baltimore Ravens, 12-3, minus 3.5-point spread for the Ravens at home. At the house, they are 5-2. Miami is 4-3 on the road. Hey, this game right here, the Ravens are basically going for home field advantage. They definitely will want to get this win at home versus the Dolphins because if the road has to come through Baltimore, I think it's a tough out for any team in the AFC to try to come into Baltimore and dethrone them if they have the home field advantage. I like Baltimore. I like their defense. I like the way Lamar Jackson is playing. As long as they don't turn over the ball, they definitely create turnovers on the defensive side of the ball. We know that what the Dolphins are, they're a high-flying offense. When you talking Tua, you got Mostert, you got Akchi, you got Waddle, and then of course you got Tyreek Hill, the best wide receiver in football as of now. But I will take the former league MVP Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Give me the Ravens minus the 3.5 at the crib. Then we got some divisional games that seem, well, a divisional game right here. The Saints 7-8 versus the 8-7 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are 3-point favorites at the house. The Buccaneers have been on the road. Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans. The Buccaneers defense have definitely been putting in work. They're 4-3 at the house, and the Saints are 3-5 away from the crib. Again, this game has playoff implications, divisional implications. The Bucs are trying to win a division. So are the Saints, and so are the Falcons. It's a very, very, very tough division. Close division, by the way. Hey, man, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Give me the Bucs minus the 3 at the house. I think they take care of the Saints. Then you have the Steelers, Pittsburgh Steelers, 8-7 versus the 8-7 Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks are 3.5-point favorites at the house. The Seahawks at the house are 5-2, and the Steelers are 3-3 away from the crib. The Steelers have a run-heavy offense. George Pickens made some big plays last week. But I expect Seattle at the crib, probably going to be raining more than likely. It's always doing that there in Seattle. I think Geno Smith and company and that crowd, that 12th man, get behind them, and they take care of the Steelers. Give me the Seahawks minus the 3.5-point spread. Then you have the 8-7 Cincinnati Bengals versus the 9-6 Kansas City Chiefs. Now they're giving Kansas City 7 points at the house. I mean, minus 7 points. Kansas City has been in a slump. It's starting to be questioned if the Chiefs will even make the playoffs, right? Though they are still in the lead in their division, the Raiders are on their heels. The Raiders upset them at the crib last week. So I'm kind of lost on how they're getting 7 points at the house. I feel like this is a game that they most definitely need to win. I feel it's a game that Cincinnati can definitely come into Kansas City and beat them as well. This is a game where I would take the points with the Cincinnati Bengals. I do expect Kansas City to win the game, maybe by a field goal, but I will take the points with the Cincinnati Bengals. And last but not least, another divisional game. You got the 7-8 Green Bay Packers, the Cheeseheads, going into Minnesota. They are also 7-8. Minnesota's 2-point favorites at the house, and give me the Vikings at the house. What are your thoughts and comments on week number 16? Who is your favorite team in the NFL as of now? What do you think about my picks for week number 17? Drop a comment in the comments section. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also hit that share button. It's your boy, Sports God TV, where we talk sports like religion. And I'm out. Until the next time.